Welcome back, degenerates. I've owned this Tudor Ranger for just under 2 years, and it's time for an updated opinion. Before we start, it goes without saying that these are just opinions, and as all opinions go, mine is the only one that matters. So anyways, bottom line up front, it's a solid ass watch. I'm not going to try and convince you that it's something that it's not. Is it overpriced? Sure, every watch is overpriced. From Casio to Rolex and any other watch not mentioned, every watch has the capacity to be an overpriced piece of shit depending on what your priorities are. I don't think it offers anything out of this world or anything that you couldn't generally get somewhere else. But, just like so many other watches, it's very well made. And if you are a fan of Tudor and you appreciate what they bring to the table, then you're gonna enjoy the Ranger very much. True to Tudor's reputation, it is every bit of a working man's tool watch that you want it to be. It's not heavy, but the dense case and slim profile are satisfying to hold. It's one of those intangible things that just feels good and adds another layer of quality that you wouldn't see just from a static image. Some may criticize how overly simple the design is, but that's completely the point. There's no secret to what it looks like, so the people who end up getting it are specifically looking for that straightforward style. Is the Ranger for people that couldn't get an Explorer? Absolutely not. Functionally, the Explorer will provide you nothing more than what the Ranger can. Both have cost accuracy, both have 70 hours of power reserve, and both immediately classify you as a degenerate basic bitch. If the Ranger's design language speaks to you, then you're more than likely going to like the Ranger more than the Explorer. They are two different watches with two different purposes. The Explorer is like a bodybuilder that looks good in the gym, whereas the Ranger is the functional soldier out in the field. And despite the fact that they are different, it's inevitable that people are gonna compare them. So, if we are to compare them, one area that I find the Ranger outperforms the Explorer is the finishing. Taking into consideration how these watches are marketed, the undecorated brushed finishing is more appropriate. As a field watch, a gata watch, and or a tool watch, it just makes sense. The Ranger's clasp is also better, housing a T-fit system instead of the Explorer's absolutely terrible execution of micro adjustments. You may hear that the edges along the Ranger's case and bracelet aren't as soft as the Explorer, and while that isn't wrong, it's also grasping at straws to justify why the Explorer is better. At the end of the day, both are great watches with their subjective strengths and weaknesses, and I have personally found that they can coexist in my collection without one outshining the other. They both have their place, and within that place, they're great. Bringing it back to the Ranger, I've said it before, but it's just a solid ass watch. It's kind of like the truck gun of watches. You know what I'm talking about? The kind of gun that you can throw in the truck without worrying about and just do all kinds of shit with. Or like a beater folding knife that you use to cut literally anything. There's an endearing quality about gear that you don't ever have to worry about, and the Ranger embodies that quality. I enjoy a creatively designed watch as much as the next guy, but what I like most about watches is the utilitarian side of their existence. And to that end, the Ranger is a top level option. Long story short, if you hate it, don't buy it. And if you like it, you won't regret it. That's all I got for now. Stay classy. I sure as hell won't.